Hey, what's going on, everybody? JD here, and welcome to AdLib, my podcast, which is a show where I sit down and I have conversations with people. But this is episode number 1. So it's going to be a little bit different because I wanted to use this introduction episode to explain more about what the podcast is about and also kind of dedicate this first episode to my dad. And it's gonna be weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing this on the fly, off the cuff, and I don't know how to really go about this introduction. Let me, I guess, explain what this podcast is. First off, this is a podcast where I'm actually not going to be doing it solo. I'm going to be sitting down, chatting with a bunch of different people on this pod and having a variation of different guests. I've actually already recorded up to 30 episodes of this. So with episode 1, it's just the introduction episode. I've been able to sit down with a lot of different people, and maybe they're flying across the screen right now as I chat in the background to you, but I've had a lot of really good conversations doing this. I've really been enjoying it. I've gotten to know a lot of people. And for me, this podcast is something that came about after my dad's passing back in 2019. And the show is not about him. It's just kind of like the inspiration came from me losing him, and also just the consideration of like, oh no, life's going to move on. I'm going to lose a bunch of friends, family, relatives, people who I care about. So why not sit down and try to chat with as many people as I can before it's all over? I'll be honest, that's kind of like what do they call that? The pitch. But it's less about just chatting with people for the sake of doing it. A part of me actually created this because I wanted to make it for myself to then look back on as I get older in life. So my goal is to just sit down and chat with as many people as I can for as long as I can until the end of time. I will say this. I have been working on this project, and or the idea for it came up almost, I don't know, maybe like immediately after my dad passed away, like within that first year. And I think the adrenaline of someone dying in my family just made me say, oh my God, I got to talk to everybody. I got to sit down with people who matter. And so I've been able to sit down with a good amount of people, which is great, but there's a long list of others who I'd like to chat with. And it's interesting because I started actually putting I had this idea for this sit down interview podcast, which is not supposed to be super deep and sad or weird or morbid. It's kind of a mixture of like funny moments, real moments, conversational moments, a whole bunch of stuff. Again, this is episode 1 and I'm freestyling here, so, bear with me. But I did say to myself I wanted to do it, and then it took me about maybe 2 more years to even get started. I started recording a few episodes, and now I'm like probably 3 years into recording episodes. And I think the reason I haven't started is because I haven't recorded this one, which is weird. I think this episode is kind of like I don't think it's the magnum opus, but it's it's the episode where I have to sit down, acknowledge my dad's death, and process it again. And grief is not fun. And honestly, listen, if I start crying, it is what it is. You know,